Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It is day 3 of the April 5-day listings challenge, and it is starting to get really good, really good, really good. And I'll dig into what I mean in a minute, but let me just make sure I get rid of this thing here so that's not barking at us. And let me make sure too that the technology is working the way it's supposed to, because I'm always a little freaked out about that. If you can see me and hear me, do me a huge favor, smash the like button or the heart button, and do me a huge favor. Do me a huge favor. Hold on, let me get this up here. Do me a huge favor, and in the comments, put a Y, a capital Y, if you've done the homework from day 1 and 2. A capital Y in the comments if you have completed the homework for days 1 and 2. Okay, a capital Y if you've done the days 1 and 2. So here's why I was saying it's starting to get really, really good. So yesterday, I gave you 3 scripts, text scripts that you can use for different buckets of contacts or different sort of pillars of contacts: buyer, seller, sphere of influence. And Dave Merica up in New York commented you can see it in the comments of yesterday's live session like this: 5 appointments scheduled, 2 more checking with spouse to call back tomorrow, and 2 that want me to follow up the end of the month. That's potentially 9 appointments in 24 hours, less than 24 hours, because he posted this 4 hours ago, posted it this morning. That is bananas. In fact, just so you know that I ain't fooling, and because this content is being streamed in several different places, I'll pull it up here so you can see it. But really, really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. So here's the plan for today. We're going to do some Q&A at the beginning, sort of some housekeeping items, and then we're going to get into the assignment for the day and announce our first two prize winners. Dennis, thank you for chiming in there. So you can see right here from Dave. Where is he? There we go. 5 appointments scheduled, 2 more checking with a spouse to call back tomorrow, and 2 that want me to follow up at the end of the month. Really cool stuff. Can you see, is that pop-up showing on the screen? I hope not, for everyone's sake. Let me pull that up here. Oh, I'm not even, am I not showing my screen? No, I'm sharing my screen. It does show up there. Golly, I gotta get rid of this. It's almost done converting. So every day, just so you know, every Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern, I do a huddle, a Zoom huddle. We call it a daily action huddle with my organization at EXP, which is growing like wildfire. And so grateful and blessed for that. So that's the recording converting, because we take the replays of that, and we've got a private group for our folks, and hopefully that's done soon. I can get rid of that pop-up. I don't know how to make it go away or go underneath the screen share here. So what I want to do is open it up to start with. Any questions about the first 2 days homework assignments, or let's say, or what was your 1 or 2 takeaways from yesterday's? Now, we do have a light crowd currently. It is a light crowd currently as far as number of people. Uh-oh, something went wrong. Hopefully, did we lose the feed here? Can you hear me and see me? Let's hope this is still working. Just never know with technology. see here. All right. Can you let me know? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Is it still working? Let's see here. Try again. Just want to make sure before we proceed, I don't want to be talking to myself for the next half an hour. All right. It looks like I think it's still working. Why does it not want to load for me? Okay, it is working. I don't know why it wasn't loading. Golly, sorry about that. Unfortunately, I can't edit that out. It does. Yeah, I don't know why. And I always am paranoid. I don't want to talk to myself because I've done that before, where I thought I was live and did some amazing training and content for 25, 30 minutes, and I realized after the fact it's not working. Okay. So, all right. Any takeaway or feedback from either the first 2 days or yesterday, that would be great. And we need some more engagement so we can get this thing showing up in the feed and notifying people. And I am, let me apologize. Normally, the first two of these challenges, the February and March challenge, I was able to keep the same schedule all week. My schedule is just getting crazy. The deeper we get into spring, things are happening, new listings. In fact, I had one entered coming soon this morning. We already have like 8 showings scheduled for it. It's not even active live on the market yet. Have another one coming next week. Have another one either coming next week or the following week. So things are just really picking up, which is making me harder. It's making it harder on me to keep the schedule. So, the days and times have been bouncing around. And so for that, I apologize and I appreciate everyone's understanding and patience with that. So we don't have a ton of watchers currently, which is why we're probably not getting a ton of feedback. With that said, let's go ahead and proceed with today's training. And then don't let me forget to announce our winners, our first 2 days, our winner for day 1, our winner for day 2 at the end, because I think we'll get more activity. So Dennis says, Facebook, 2 leads and 2 trolls. Yeah, you're just going to get some trolling when you do that. But good on you, Dennis, for that kind of activity. I'm assuming, Dennis, that is from the day 1 homework. So pretty cool. All right, so day 3 is the content is around for sale by owners. Okay, now I realize that in most markets there's not a ton of for sale by owners because the market is so hot, and that a high percentage of them are able to sell on their own. Okay. However, there's still some opportunity. And so I'm going to give you the process that we're using, that a number of other students and people that I wouldn't even call them students, but people that have seen these been through our challenges or seen the scripting process that we have are using with a ton of success. And then I want to talk about and give you some perspective and some context around how to handle the preview appointments when you get them, and you will get them if you use this script. And then not only that, but just some perspective around maximizing every opportunity that you get with them. Okay. So I'm going to, and Mike, if you can find the Google Doc that has this, and if you can post that either, you know what, I'll just add it into the description. I'll just, I'm going to add this document into the description. And if you don't see this, it's because you're watching this content not in our actual challenge group. You got to get in the group, freelistingschallenge.com, freelistingschallenge.com. So let me add that to the group right now. I'm sorry, to the description in the group right now. And then we're going to walk through this scripting process. And like I said, give you some perspective and some context. Okay. If you're wondering, where do you find the for sale by owners? Where do you find the for sale by owners? I have this video here with four different places that you can find them, 3 of which are free and 1 of which is a paid service. It's one that we actually use. And in fact, I'll just bring that up. The paid service that I use and would recommend is myplusleads.com. And I do have I have an affiliate arrangement with them. We can add the you know what? I need to do that anyway. We'll add that link into the document. But it's a great service. It's relatively affordable, and it provides great data. Okay. All of that said, I'm going to show you how to find them for free. Okay. But this is what their dashboard looks like. Mike on my team is the one that handles the for sale by owner prospecting and setting of appointments. And this is what he uses with that. He uses this platform and he uses this process, this scripting process. So we're going to text for sale by owners. Yes, I said we're going to text them. We're not going to call them. Why? Because if you call them, even though they are allegedly trying to sell their property, you still are only going to get 1 to 2 out of 10 to actually answer their phone. 1 to 2 out of 10 will actually answer their phone. And so we're going to text them. We're going to follow this scripting or follow this flow. Step 1. Hi, this is Josh with eXp Realty. Is your home at blank address still available? Thanks. The alternate option is just, is your home at blank address still available? I don't like that one as much. I want it to be known up front that, yes, I'm a real estate agent. Okay. Ultimately, it's up to you. Both will work. I like this variation. Okay. Step two in the process. Step 2 in the process is terrific. So if they say yes, it's still available. Are you willing to pay a 3% finder's fee to an agent? Okay. Step 2, terrific. Are you willing to pay a 3% finder's fee to an agent? Okay. Another way you can word that is, awesome. If I brought you an acceptable offer, would you be willing to pay a 3% finder's fee? We found that both of these work just fine. Now notice, we're not asking them to pay a commission, though that's really what it is. The words you choose and the words you use matter, and they matter a lot. They make a big difference. Okay, when you use finder's fee, it feels different when they are on the receiving end of that than if you're asking for a commission. Okay, so use finder's fee, not commission. Now, if they say yes or give you any kind of positive response, doesn't matter the percentage or the amount, because some will say, no, we're offering 2%, or actually we're offering 2.5%, or we're willing to pay $5,000. Whatever it is, step 3 is, awesome, thanks for that. Would you when would you be available to have a quick chat about the property? Or the variation we're using right now is we're just going for the quick tour of the property. So this had originated when we were in like lockdown COVID, where we were in the worst of it. Okay. This is what we've pivoted to. Awesome. Thanks for that. When could I come to take a quick tour of the property? When could I come take a quick tour of the property? And once you have the time scheduled, ask for their best email so you can send them a confirmation. So I say, okay, once we establish the day and time, okay, great. What's a good email or what's the best email address for you? Okay. And I send them a confirmation. Now you can see a number of notes here. And examples of this in action. Okay, you can see a number of notes and examples, example conversations of this process in action. Okay, so here's what I want to do. I'm going to give you the assignment for today, and then we're going to dive deeper on this process and what you're going to do at the preview, and how to turn every one of these previews into opportunities for you, a significant amount of opportunities for you. Okay, so the homework assignment is this. You're going to find at least 5 for sale by owners in your market area. Okay, and I promise you can all find at least 5. You're going to use this script, and you're going to take a screenshot of at least one of the conversations and post that in the group as a standalone post with the hashtag day3HW. Hashtag day3HW. Okay, now let me give you an example real quick of how you can find the leads. I'll give you a live walkthrough. You can go to Zillow.com. Go to Zillow.com. Type in your county or your city. Choose for sale. We're going to click on for sale. From this drop down, we're going to deselect everything but by owner. Click done. Oh, no matching results. Well, 17 other listings. There we go. I don't know why that was like that. Oh, 0 agent listings. Duh. I asked for sale by owners. Click on 17 other listings here. And then when you click on a property, the way you find their contact information is you scroll down right there, listed by property owner. Now, one thing you can also do is you can take this number. There's a great free service that we use to do some skip tracing, TruePeopleSearch.com. TruePeopleSearch.com. You do reverse phone. Okay, you can paste that in. And you know what? That's funny. It didn't match up because that's not the address of the property. The other way you can do it is by the address of the property. Anyway, that's a little beyond the scope of this training today, but I just wanted to point out that this is a great free, this is totally free. TruePeopleSearch.com is a great way to find additional contact information. Well, maybe it was right, but for some reason it says lives in Shermansdale. So maybe this is, you know what, this may not be, maybe this is a non-owner occupied property. One thing I like to also do is I use Remine. You may or may not have Remine in your market area, but you can pull up their contact information in Remine. Laurie, where can I see the text scripts from day 2? Laurie, there's a document in the description of the day 2 content of the day 2 training, which is right in the group. Okay, if you find the day 2 right here, this document has the scripts. Okay, in the day 2. All right, back to Remine. Remine is a great service provider, and all of this is a little deeper than need be. Literally, all you need to do, all you have to do is copy this, and type it into your phone as a text message, or open up your messages app on your device, and you can literally text them from here. Now, I'm not going to because Mike is already messaging all of these folks, but I could just pop in here. Hi, this is, whoop, I don't know why I did that. Hi, this is Josh with eXp Realty. Is your property at on Rose Garden still available? Okay, now we actually do this, we do all of this through KV Core, but you don't have to. Okay. The point of these action items, these homework assignments, the point of this whole challenge is to give you little bite-sized action items, little bite-sized sort of tricks and tactics that you can do, that you can use to generate some immediate opportunities for your business. Which, by the way, for those of you interested, we have a special offer for you. We've been doing live 2-day virtual listing boot camps. We've been doing these live 2-day virtual listing boot camps. And as a way of saying thank you for checking out the challenge, you can actually get access to our next live and get some incredible bonuses at virtuallistingsbootcamp.com. Virtuallistingsbootcamp.com. And while this challenge, this 5-day challenge, is about little bite-sized tactics, that boot camp, those boot camps that we've been hosting, is about building systems and predictable, reliable client listing, listing appointment and listing generation systems, and creating leverage in your business. Okay, so that's going really, really deep on all of that. And Mike, you are the man. Mike also popped in the chat there a document with all of the a Google Doc that has all of the content from the challenge. So good stuff there. Okay, so once again, your assignment is as follows: at least 5 for sale by owners. You're going to use this scripting process. You're going to take a screenshot of at least one of those conversations. You're going to post it into the group with hashtag day3HW. Hashtag day3HW. Okay. Now, let's dig a little deeper. Let's dig a little deeper on the process, because when you do this work, you're going to get the preview appointments with the for sale by owners. It's going to work, right? And that's good. That's good news. What do you actually do? Let me give you the flow of how I manage this. When you go to the appointment, you're not trying to sell anything. You're literally just trying to build relationship and rapport and tour the property. Okay? So you're just asking to tour the property. Hopefully the for sale by owner comes with you. If you've done your homework, you're going to let them know, I've got X amount of active buyers looking for a property in your property's price range and so forth. So the first thing I'm going to do now that, I've had a chance to meet and tour the property, is I'm going to reach out to them using our technology and marketing platforms to let them know about your property and to see if anyone wants to schedule a private tour. And so I just kind of leave it at that. Like, it's literally just trying to build rapport and relationship. One thing that I'm definitely doing, though, is trying to identify a way that I can provide them with actual value, some opportunity to provide value for them. Let me give you some examples. Number one, if they haven't filled out a seller's property disclosure is required in the state of Pennsylvania. If they haven't done that, well, then I'm going to send them a blank copy of that. I'm going to email that to them later that day or the next day. Michelle, I'll get to your question. So I'm going to provide that to them. Okay. So the appointment is just, here's how you have to think about this. Okay. It is a process, not an event. It is very unlikely that you will get an appointment for a sale by owner, you go and meet with them, and they list with you. There's going to be multiple touch points. You've got to build relationship and rapport. You've got to demonstrate that you can be of value and service to them. Okay. So the initial preview appointment is just a first step in the process. You're going to then follow up with them later that day or the following morning and try to provide value to them in some form or fashion. For example, the seller's property disclosure. Okay, that may be one way that you could provide value. For example, you could offer a critique or some advice about their listing on Zillow. Okay, hey, just wanted to point out that from my experience, buyers are really looking that, from my experience, the pictures that you use with the with your listing when you're trying to sell a property matter a lot. And though your pictures are pretty good, I think you would benefit from some professional photos on the property. I'd be happy to provide you with the contact information for the professional photography company that we use on every listing, that we service for clients, right? So just looking for some way to provide value to them, and also some way to create a little bit of doubt and intrigue in their mind. Okay, so for me, I have access to a platform and a proprietary marketing system that we call the Home Boss Selling System. And for those of you who are curious about what that is and how that works, you can get go through a free training class at zerocommissionclass.com, zerocommissionclass.com. And so with that system, I can virtually guarantee to get the seller the highest net market price for their property. And so one way that I create a little doubt or intrigue in their mind is I play devil's advocate, or a little bit of reverse psychology. I will tell them that I have no doubt that you can sell your property on your own. The market is super hot. You seem super sharp, and I have no doubt that you can sell it on your own. You've probably already gotten several offers. But the thing that I would be wondering if I were you is, am I going to be leaving money on the table? Am I going to be leaving money on the table? Because my guess is you chose to sell for sale by owner because you wanted to net the most money possible. And so the reason why we have this, we've created this proprietary marketing system is so we can guarantee you the highest net market price. And if you're curious and would like more information, let me know. Okay, so I try to provide them with value and use some line of questioning to create a little bit of intrigue or a little bit of doubt in their mind. And by the way, I do this with a video message, under 2-minute video message that I email them. Okay, and again, I send this to them. I send them something later in the day if it was an early morning appointment, or the next morning. Okay, and I'll give you a real world example of a for sale by owner that I listed and is under contract currently. We close at the end of the month, and I'll walk you through the actual steps that happened and how many contacts it took to get them listed, but it was all worth it. Okay, and then regardless of any of that, I am going to work my tail off to try and find them a buyer. Because if you've met with them, if you've gone through the work, like, let's at least try to find them a buyer, while also, keeping ourselves positioned to take the listing if and when that opportunity arises. Okay, so one of the things that I do with every for sale by owner that I meet, or every preview appointment that I have with some other motivated seller lead sources, or some online online home value offer leads, which I've mentioned in the additional resources of day 1 and day 2. I'm using StreetText, growwithjosh.com/ST, growwithjosh.com/ST. Great platform. Any of those opportunities that arise where I'm meeting with sellers, but they're just not ready to list right now, I am doing everything possible to find them a buyer. I am scouring my active buyer database. I am looking at my list of active clients and seeing who may be available. Because though many for sale by owners are successfully selling on their own, there aren't as many competing offers as properties actively listed in the MLS. So a commission is a commission, right? I'd rather get some commission side out of the opportunity than none. So leave no stone unturned in pursuing those opportunities, and follow up. So let me give you a real world example of one of these for sale by owners and the steps that happened in the process. So we used that initial scripting and got an appointment. if my memory serves correct, it was on a Wednesday afternoon. It was a Wednesday afternoon at 2 or 3 o'clock. This just so happened to be an investor. He had bought this property, fixed it up to flip it. He was there, but he was kind of putting, he was finishing up. So I took a tour of the property. I chatted with him at the beginning of the tour and at the end of the tour. Great guy. He kind of gave me the scoop a little bit. And so I said, hey, listen, thanks for the tour. I'm going to, this afternoon or tomorrow morning, we're going to start reaching out to the active buyers in our database who this property fits their buying criteria. Then I texted, and we didn't have his email. So I texted him later in the day, hey, what's the best email for me to send you some follow-up information? So we sent his email. I sent him a video email the next morning. With he had, so in this case, he had not completed the seller's property disclosure. And because of the age of the home, he actually had to do a lead-based paint disclosure for Pennsylvania as well. So I sent him blank copies of that. And I used that reverse psychology. Hey, the fellow's name was Dallas. I said, hey, Dallas, I have no doubt that you can sell this property yourself. Super smart. You seem super sharp. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of activity. You maybe are already receiving offers. But, what my question would be, or if I were you, the thing I would be worried about, or that I may have some doubt around, is, am I going to leave any money on the table? Right. And so I talked to him. I sort of teased the Home Boss selling system a little bit. And I saw that he had opened the email. The next morning, I sent him another email, and I gave him an example of how the Home Boss system, the Home Boss selling systems work, and I kind of like a case study. And and then I texted him, hey, I just want to make sure, I just want to let you know, I sent you a follow-up email. Will you confirm that you got it? He actually reached out to me and was curious about the process. We had a great conversation. And he said, listen, I have a bunch of showings this weekend. And I said, yeah, totally. I get it. Why don't we do this? Let's see how the showings go this weekend, and let's reconvene on Monday. And if you're interested, we can talk about what it would look like. So he texted me Monday morning, hey, give me a call when you have a chance. So I called him, and he said, talk to me about how this works again. And we had a conversation about how it all works, which, by the way, you can get all of the information on how it works and whatever at zerocommissionclass.com. And so we ended up, we had several conversations back and forth. We ended up listing it that Thursday. We had it under contract the next Thursday. And it all worked out beautifully. But I tell that story to illustrate, like, it's a process. We had the text conversation. I had the appointment. I had an email and a text and an email and a phone call and a phone call. And so it was, I don't know, it was 6 or 7 different touch points, right? And it was multimedia too. It was text, it was in person, it was video, email, it was text, it was a phone call, another video, email, another phone call, right? It was these multiple touch points. And that's what it takes to win. That's what it takes to win, not just for sale by owners, but any client. Okay. So any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas as it relates to this for sale by owner scripting process? And I haven't forgotten, I'm going to announce our first two winners, prize winners here live as well. So why don't we do that while we give people an opportunity to comment, because I know there's also a delay. So the day one homework winner is, and let me make sure I have to pull it up here. Day one homework assignment winner is, let me find her. Come on. Megan Ransom. Megan Ransom is the day one homework winner. And And so I will reach out to Megan. This is what, so the way I do it is I give you three different options of prizes that you can choose from. Okay. So I'll reach out to Megan. So Megan won day one. Day two is going to none other than Dave Merica. When you get that many kind of listing appointment opportunities from doing your homework, you are going to be handsomely rewarded. So Dave, I will reach out to you as well and offer you those three different prize options. With that, what questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas do we have around the day three homework? So again, your homework is as follows. Reach out to at least 5 for sale by owners using the script that I'm going to pop on the screen here one last time. It's also in the document. I'm sorry. It's also in the link in the description with this video. It's, hi, this is Josh with eXp Realty. Is your home at blank address available? Still available. Thanks. Awesome. If I brought you an acceptable offer, would you be willing to pay a 3% finder's fee? And then thanks for that. Thanks for that. When can I come by to take a quick tour of the property? Okay. That is the process. And hopefully that answered your question, Michelle, as to when I would provide an offer. Any last questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas before we put a bow on this session and come in for a landing? Going once, going twice, and we do our best to monitor these comments after the fact as well, because I know that not everybody can watch them live, especially with having to adjust our schedule and be fluid this week. All right. Well, it looks like we are good. I can't wait to see the results that you're able to generate by implementing homework from day three. Tomorrow, we'll announce our day three winner. Of course, we'll have one more action item. The resources referenced in today's session: growwithjosh.com/ST. In my opinion, the best online seller lead generation platform going right now. I'm using it personally. I am recommending it as highly as I possibly can. I have a number of my folks in my organization who are using it, and it's wonderful. ZeroCommissionClass.com on the unique value proposition and the proprietary marketing system that we've built, and then virtuallistingsbootcamp.com for those interested in that. Would love to have you participate and be a part. Thanks so much, everybody. If there's anything at all I can do for you, don't hesitate